Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest is the winner of season 12's NBC's The Voice, where he partnered with Grammy Award winner Alicia Keyes. Now, last year he released his EP, Fresh Start, with the lead single, Inside You. He's currently working on new music, but he joins us tonight to discuss it all. Please help me welcome super talented Chris Blue. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and to talk to everybody in the world. It's been so crazy not talking to people during COVID. Finally being able to see a different face feels good.
All right. This year's been crazy. How's it been for you and your family?
I mean, like everybody else, we've been taking it one day at a time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, none of us saw this pandemic coming. None of us were able to anticipate all of the different many changes that everybody is having to face. But I mean, all is still well. I've learned that I'm fit. This been a survival of the fittest, and so I think I'm pretty fit. We still working, we still moving, so that's a blessing.
Well, it's definitely. I was just watching the news, and this woman, she lost her brother, her husband, and like 3 of her friends to COVID. So we have nothing to complain about at this point. You know what I mean?
At all, man. Matter of fact, I have family in-laws that I've lost because of COVID. My wife's uncle and some of her people she's lost due to COVID, and it's been real hard on them, and just hard on quite a few people I know, man. So again, just trying to take it a day at a time.
Most definitely. Well, my condolences to your wife and your family overall.
Appreciate it, man.
Sure.
Thank you.
So we just had an election, and we have a president-elect, Joe Biden. You have any reactions to that?
Man, listen, I feel like this, right? When it comes down to the elections and politicians, I'm for the people. I'm always for the people. I'm always going to be for the people.
Yeah.
And it's hard because when you're dealing with politicians, sometimes you got to look in their eye and like really feel like, okay, are you really for me, or are you just trying to sell me on something?
Right.
It is what it is. I think with President Joe Biden, we're gonna have some better days ahead. Because with President Trump, man, obviously it was hard. It was hard for everybody. It was a headache and a nightmare for a lot of people. And so I think we'll have some better days ahead. I've always been one though. I've always been just like with politicians, I've always been like,
yeah,
you gotta really for me?
You still gotta side out.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're a politician,
Right.
But I feel like with President Biden, things will and it should get better. So I'm happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all again got to meet you on season 12. You became the winner of NBC's The Voice, but that wasn't where you started your music. You started singing at the age of 5.
True. You're close actually. I started singing age 2.
Oh,
3.
Okay.
I did my first, I guess, show at age 3.
3.
First concert at age 4. So my mom and my dad used to drag us around to different churches, in the southeastern part of America, and we would go around singing to everybody and doing that whole thing in churches everywhere for gas money and a hamburger sandwich.
Right.
Like most people did, coming up.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I've been doing this for a while, man. I've been singing for a long time. People thought, I was an overnight success on The Voice, and that's somewhat true, but that overnight took 20 plus years.
Right. Yeah. And I always say the best singers come out the church. Do you agree? In most cases.
I'm biased. Because I came out the church, so I'm gonna say yeah.
Right. I always think that. I mean, like you hear it, you can tell, that person came from the church. They came from the church. But when you were 20, you went solo, and you performed along some gospel greats, Kirk Franklin, Mary. How did that all happen?
So Kirk would come in. He would come in and preach or sing. Rather, Kirk don't really sing. He more like kind of talk.
Right.
Talk, he would come and he would come
do his thing.
Do his thing. Yeah, he would come do his thing. At this church, that I used to attend a lot. In Tennessee, and so the worship leader called me and was like, "Yo, man, we want you to come. Kirk's coming. Donnie McClurkin's gonna be there." Was with Mary actually a little bit before 20. But it was roughly around the same time
Okay.
out in Vegas. You know, I went to what was called at the time the Bobby Jones Gospel Show. So me and my
Oh yeah.
brothers, we did that show. So I got to meet them, and it was all good, man. So that's pretty much how that happened. Just being at the right place at the right time, knowing some friends who believed in me and wanted me to
Right.
come and be a part of what they was doing.
When did you know that you could sing? Like, I mean, obviously you started really, really young as a kid, but when did you know? Okay, yeah, or when did people recognize and you know for yourself, I can sing?
I guess when people actually started paying me to come and sing for them,
That'll be the best indicator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want me to come sing for you and you gonna pay for it?
All right.
All right. Well, I guess I really can sing, and it's not just
Yeah.
something. I would say I'd take it a step further, Steve. I would say I think I knew I was called to sing
Yeah.
at a very early age because I saw how the response of people to me made me feel toward
Yeah.
them. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I would get up and I would sing in churches and I would see these, grown people. I'm this little baby kid singing, and I'm seeing
Yeah.
grown people coming up to my mom and to my dad after the service is done, and they're like, your children, your family, this little boy blessed my soul so much. It changed my life. It changed
Yeah.
this, da, 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 da. And I saw, and I was able to feel that. I was like, I think I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As
That makes a lot
opposed
of
to,
sense. Yeah.
yeah. So I've always felt called to music. I don't know that I've arrived as a singer, but I love to do it, and people pay me for it. So I guess I'm not too bad.
Right. All right. So let's talk about your now wife. She was your girlfriend at the time, and she almost lost her life.
Yeah.
She flatlined, from what I understand. And
Yeah.
you prayed. I'm sure a lot of praying with you, and thankfully she came back, and you knew then that was gonna be your wife. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. So it was crazy. I had an opportunity to go and audition for so like The Voice didn't come after me, right? It was more like an open call audition for me. I had to stand in the long line that wrapped around the building 5 times.
Right.
And so before I decided to even go and do that, like I needed to know that, I was good enough to be on a show like this. And really it was God letting me know. You good. Like I said, I'm recording right now, so I
No, you good. So we've seen all these Zoom interviews with kids walking in the room, dogs running around the back. So you good. Y'all working. Go ahead.
Yeah, we working. So yeah, man. Honestly, I didn't feel like I was good enough to be on the show, and so I like kind of tested God. I said, you know what, God, if I'm supposed to do this show, and if you prove to me, listen how dumb this sound. I said, God, if you prove to me that I'm actually good enough to be on this show, then I will do what you've been telling me to do, which is go as far as, I need to go on this show. And I'll marry this woman. Right. If he would, also bring her back. Those were conditions I gave.
So this is at this point, she had flatlined already?
Oh yeah, she had already flatlined, and so I was just.
Oh wow!
I remember when it happened, man. I was sitting on the floor, in my crib at the time, and she called me after her surgery, and she just sounded real different. She sounded like something bad was about to happen, right? And so when we hung up the phone, I'm sitting there like, man, this can't be. And then a part of me, I felt the part of my heart start to dissolve. And I was just like, wait a minute, what's going on over there? Because at the time we was long distance. Like I was in America and she was in England, but I felt when it happened. Right. And so imagine, the person imagine the person you love, being 4,000 plus miles away. Under crazy, distress, and there's nothing you can do about it, and that's how I felt. You know what I mean? And so I started praying instantly on my face, on my knees, and I said, God, I know you said to me, try out for The Voice, but I don't think I'm good enough. And I know you said to me, you want me to marry this woman, but I don't think I'm ready. But I do love her. So I tell you what, if you bring her back, not only will I marry her, but I will go on audition for The Voice. I'll do
Wow.
this all. I'll do this all for you. And so he did, man. I remember I prayed the whole night. I didn't get up off the floor until my phone rang again. And when it rang again, it was her, and she was
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how
Wow.
that happened. A lot of people gotta understand family is first. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah.
Music is
Yeah.
great, and when we're out here doing our thing and we're working in
Right.
studios and we're doing this, doing that, it's all great and it's all lovely. But at the end of the day, man, artists have to remember your family is
That
forever.
foundation. Yeah.
Family is
Yeah.
forever, man.
Yeah.
So always
Most
I
definitely.
tell people, take care of your family. Take care of
Most
your family.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about The Voice. So you Team Alicia, and what was
Team
that
all
experience?
all day. Look, I'm team A all day, baby.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
tell us about that whole experience. I'm sure it was like week after week. It was kind of out of body. How was it for you?
It was crazy, man. Honestly, I didn't get to enjoy it because it went by so fast, and every week was something new,
Right.
right? So soon as so like the week would play out like this: Monday you do the live show, Tuesday you would do the results show. So like that whole day you can't eat, you can't talk, you nervous because you're like, yo, is this it?
Right.
Am I going
What's
home?
gonna happen? Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Wednesday you're taping the rehearsals, and then Thursday, Friday, you're doing more rehearsals, more stage blocking, and it don't stop, man. It just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. A crown the winner. You're the winner. What is going through your mind?
Finally, I can pay for this wedding that this girl. You know what I'm saying? That was kind
Right.
of going through my mind, and then for me, it was big because I had never finished anything in my life, man. Up until The Voice, I had gotten like this close, so I'd get super, super close to my finish line, and something would happen, something would fall through, or it just I never finished it. I
Yeah.
was very, I was very irresponsible in the sense, I mastered completing incompletions, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
I get that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mastered it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In every aspect of my life. And so being a winner of that show meant more to me than just winning a show and now
Right.
people know you as a winner. Like for me, it was big because it taught me how to finish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It taught
And
me
on a
how
big
to
stage. And on a big
and
stage
on
too,
a
in front of
big
everybody.
stage, right?
Yeah.
In front of everybody.
You said TD Jakes, you heard something TD Jakes that said what now?
Yeah, so I heard TD Jakes say, man, anytime you're about to obtain your treasure, there's always a Goliath that is standing guard, trying to stop you from receiving what's been meant for you.
Yeah.
So anytime you see the giants, you don't run from the giants, you welcome the giants, because as soon as you slay that giant,
right,
that's when you become victorious, because he's the last thing standing in between you and your purpose, or you and your destiny.
Yeah.
And so
That's
for me,
facts.
it is. And so for me, that show was one of my giants. Like I had to
Yeah.
overcome not finishing and not completing something. And when I slayed that beast, like I'm ready for anything now, man.
Most definitely. Well, last year you put out your EP, Fresh Start, and I was listening to it. It's a dope record. How was it like creating that, working on that after coming off of winning The Voice?
Say that one more time.
I said last year you put out Fresh Start with your EP, and I was listening to it, hot music, and I was asking about the EP, coming off of that big win, working on new music. Do you have a new sense of purpose, or what was your mindset?
So I'm a very eclectic human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to what I like so much. I like everything.
Yeah.
And I was taught as a kid, man, always never forget where you come from. And so the purpose behind putting out Fresh Start first was for me to pay homage and show my love and my respect to my roots. I wanted people to know, you know what I'm saying, where I look at my musical career as a journey, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just, I'm gonna put out this now, I'm gonna put out I'm gonna put out a song about this, put out a song about where I am currently in my life, but I'm gonna take you on a timeline. I'm gonna show you where I originally started. You know what I'm saying? And where it all started was in church. And so I wanted to make sure we captured and brought those elements in. And so now the music that we're working on now will kind of say, basically, man, the reason why I put out Fresh Start was because I wanted to show my fans and I wanted to show the world, you know, kind of like the trajectory of me as an artist in music. It all started in church, and it all started with a soulful background, right? That's where I started from. Those are my roots. So that's why we started with Fresh Start first. And you'll see now we're segueing into something a little bit more mainstream, because that was the, you know, that was kind of the journey of my life, you know, growing up in music, you know. So that's why we decided to jumpstart this thing with Fresh Start, man. I love everything about Fresh Start. Because again, it takes me home, like it takes me back to my roots. So yeah, it's real special.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so now the new music, you said, is gonna be more mainstream, but what can we expect? What can we expect?
Oh man, you can expect what everybody's been asking for. And that's dance, fun, poppy, R&B, more singable songs, more light songs. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too heavy or too deep. But we're gonna talk about relationships. We're gonna get involved in you know, kind of my world and some of my personal things. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. I know we can't wait to hear. Do you have a time frame of when it's coming out?
Yeah, man. So the first song we're gonna drop real soon, November the 20th. So that's coming up real soon. So we'll drop that on the 20th. Yeah, it's coming up. And so then we'll have some more music coming out next year that I'm super excited about. I'm working on this one song downstairs right now that's crazy, and I cannot wait for y'all to hear it, man. So anyway, I'm just excited about it, man. A lot of big things going on right now, man. A lot of big things going on. Just signed a deal with Rock Nation.
Congratulations,
Equity distribution, yeah, man. So I'm excited about that. Just got sponsored by Bose. So yeah, man, a lot of good things are happening, man.
Well, listen, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you and everything you have going on. Tell everyone what's the best way to keep up with all things Chris Blue.
Absolutely, man. All you got to do is follow me on IG at Chris B Live, on Twitter at Chris Blue Live, and on Facebook at Real Chris Blue. And we're right now is stripped because we about to update everything, but that's how you can stay up to date with what we got going on. Again, it's on Instagram at Chris B Live, on Twitter at Chris Blue Live, and on Facebook at Real Chris Blue.
Chris Blue, man, this is your season, and I wish you all the best. I can't wait to hear the new music.
Yes,
and listen, for more information on Chris Blue, go to our website, The Stephen Knight Show. We'll be right back after this.